In 3 weeks, Google is going to reach into your live search campaigns and change how they target. And the word automatic is doing a lot of heavy lifting in that sentence. Google has just published the migration timeline for AI Maximum starting September 1st. Any search campaign still running campaign-level broad match or standalone automatically created assets gets automatically upgraded to AI Maximum. Not optional. Not a prompt asking you to review first. It rolls out gradually across the whole month of September. Dynamic search ads get a longer runway, migrating in February 2027. But the direction is the same for everyone. Google has already blocked the creation of new legacy structures as of August 3rd. This is end of life, and it's dated. Here's why that matters beyond another Google change to track. Google says these campaigns will be migrated in place using equivalent AI Max settings, and that brand inclusions and exclusions carry over automatically. That phrase, equivalent settings, is exactly the kind of thing that sounds reassuring in a blog post and means something looser in production. If you run reporting comparisons before and after this window without knowing precisely what changed under the hood, you are comparing two different campaign types and calling it a trend line. Point 1. The migration is described as happening in place, which means the campaign ID stays the same, the history stays attached, and nothing in your reporting UI necessarily flags that the underlying targeting logic changed. Broad match under a standard search campaign and broad match inside AI Max are not documented as behaving identically, and Google's own announcement doesn't spell out the mapping in granular detail. So you could have a campaign that looks continuous in your dashboard, same name, same ID, same historical rows, that is quietly a different product from September 1st onward. Anyone pulling a month-over-month CPA comparison in October without a note in their own tracker saying this campaign changed structure on this date is going to draw conclusions from a broken comparison and not know it. Point 2. Brand inclusions and exclusions carrying over automatically is good news on paper. But automatic carryover during a bulk migration across an entire portfolio of accounts is exactly the kind of step that has historically had edge cases at the account level, particularly for anyone running non-standard setups, shared negative lists, or campaigns that were built before certain features existed. The article confirms the carryover is meant to happen. It doesn't say Google is giving you a difference, a report, or an export showing what your settings looked like immediately before and immediately after. If you don't pull your own snapshot first, you have no way to verify the carryover did what it was supposed to do for your specific account. Your example, a time you've seen a carries over automatically's migration claim not hold at the account level, if you have one. Cut this paragraph if you don't have a concrete case. Point 3, and this one is for anyone who touches the API. Future API versions released after September 1st will drop support for legacy broad match and ACA entities entirely. Older API versions keep working until their normal sunset, which Google expects around September 2027. That sounds like a full year of breathing room, and for some teams it is. But if your scripts, bid management tools, or internal reporting pipelines reference these entity types directly, and you're not the one who wrote them, or you inherited them from someone who left 18 months ago, that's a dependency you don't know you have until a script fails silently or starts returning null values that nobody notices until the monthly report looks wrong. So here's what to actually do before September 1st, not after. First, export your current campaign settings now. Match type configuration, ACA status, brand inclusion and exclusion lists at the account level, not the portfolio level. Screenshot it if you have to. You need a before state that exists outside of Google's dashboard, because Google's dashboard is about to change what before looks like. Second, if you have anything running in the Google Ads API, audit it this week, not in October. Google is explicitly telling developers to check now. Find every script and tool that references campaign-level broad match or legacy ACA entities and confirm which API version it's pinned to. Third, put a hard date marker in whatever reporting tool or BI dashboard you use for these campaigns. September 1st needs to be visible on every trend line that includes these campaigns, the same way you'd mark a tracking outage or a UTM change. Anyone building a quarterly report off this data without that marker is going to get asked a question in a review meeting they won't be able to answer. Google calls this a migration. What it actually is a reset of your baseline, and the only people who'll be able to explain their September numbers are the ones who documented what changed before the button got pushed for them.